Hi, my name is Kadeen. I'm the president of Empress Promotions, and you're watching CAHFT TV.
So we're back here at Cool Runnings Caribbean Restaurant celebrating Jamaica's 49th annual Independence Day. And in addition to that, I think I'm the luckiest man on the planet because I have two of the finest in the Gulf Coast. And I think New York doesn't have nothing on this. Miami has nothing on this. Atlanta has nothing on this. DC has nothing on this. And definitely LA has nothing on this. You have to come to Houston to see what's going on here in order to understand how this community is transforming to making Houston the Caribbean paradise of the Gulf Coast. We were talking recently about the fashion show and the outreach that has been done. Um, in terms of youth involvement, how do you guys feel? And I'm going to direct these questions to Danielle. How do you feel about what the fashion show? Uh, what kind of what can it do to for youth development and youth development in the city of Houston, not only for kids or young people of Caribbean descent, but Houstonians as a whole.
Well, well, I think our event is something, especially for the ladies. At this particular spot that we're having it, we always see a lot of youngsters and the kids come out there for parties that they always throw there. So I think the spot that we picked was definitely a good spot. So that way they hear the music and they see a lot of people come in. Would invite them over to see what's going on. And I also think it's a good opportunity for the ladies to they don't have to be models. When they hear about the event, they want to feel, ladies want to feel beautiful and things like that. So it gives them an opportunity to dress up and show their faces, and maybe they can be seen by someone, that can help them in the long run to fulfill something that they maybe wanted to do. So, and then it gives us ladies an opportunity to shop. Who lady or what lady doesn't want to come out and buy clothes and earrings and have a good time or whatever. So, I think that's a good involvement especially for the ladies that the event gives them an opportunity to do that.
And I do want to touch on that. By the way, Vintage Fashion Fest, the name, we don't want it to just stay where it's 18 and up. Our goal definitely in the future, in the up and coming months, is to do a fashion show that starts earlier, maybe about 6 o'clock, and bring the teens in, even to the little ones, bring them in because there is fashion out there from babies to adults. So we want to encourage everyone and bring them together, to involve them in this. Like she said, fashion is out there. Who's not going to want to shop? Definitely. So when they see what's good on the market and what's good on the line, they're going to jump for it. And the parents is going to be involved. I had a couple of parents that contact me and asked me about it. Can they bring their kids, or are we looking for baby models or teen models? And we weren't able to give that to them this round, but definitely our next show, that's one of the things that we are pushing for, to get the teens off the street and, bring them into something that's positive. They don't have to go to the club, like she said, to be in a fashion show where there's drinking and stuff like that. This event is a recreation center. Like I said, the pool is on the outside, so they're going to be in a very safe environment and good setting.
Interestingly enough, the fashion show is not only an event to showcase, but it's also an opportunity. It brings a lot of opportunities to our communities. Once those businesses see, our faces out there, shoot, I might want to go ahead and go to the Gap and purchase that shirt that I may have seen you and the girls we're going to be seeing next week over a fashion show. We were sharing, off camera about the impact of what these events do for different communities. And I can attest that in Livingston, where I'm from, we had a model who just went out, and then once everyone saw her on TV, everybody was inspired to become who she was. Do you see that happening? With what you're starting up right now, that one day we're gonna see that model in those videos, in those movies, in those commercials, and influence a new generation of beauties and gentlemen to come up in the future.
Yes, I do. I really do see that. I see that there's a lot of young ladies who are inspiring models. There's agencies, that don't look at them, and this could be a way, to get them out there. We're looking to have, some scouts from different agencies come in and, in our VIP section to actually see these ladies walk the runway and see if it's something that, they're interested in. So again, at the same time, we want the youth, we want the young ladies to be involved. We don't want them to feel like no one is looking at them. If that's what they're interested in, we want to be the one. Empress Promotion wants to be the one to say, look back and say, hey, this is what we did. This, look at, she's on TV. This is what we put together, and that's why they're on TV today, and that's why they're on the cover of CoverGirl or Cosmopolitan, magazine. So we're looking to get the teens, the young ladies, even the males from the Latino community, the Colombians, Puerto Ricans, Africans, etc. So,
you guys are this is a learning experience because typically when we see these models, we look at one end and typically do not tend to look beyond the kind of opportunities as we mentioned that the industry of modeling brings into communities. And this is an excellent opportunity for you guys to come over on the 12th to Chancellors Family Center and be part of this event, ask questions. And if you're ready, you might just go ahead and try to do the runway thing, you know what I mean? Because I know I'm going to be running. And like he says, I ain't going to fall in no pool, but I will be there and I will be running, if not with these two, with the others who are going to be there. Well, ladies, it's a celebration. But before we go, what is, and I'm going to switch over now. What kind of a menu these girls are going to be eating? Homeboy's a black dude. You know what I mean? And what kind of like give us a preview of the models. What they look like. Give me a preview of what the public is going to be expecting. Once we all take a caravan to the Chancellors Family Center next week.
Okay.
Well, it's not just going to be the typical model that you see every day on the news, magazines, TVs. We have plus size models that are going to be coming in too. We have male models from with dreads to fades to, it's a different look. It's not just one look. We actually have, I think, a Latino sister she's Caucasian. She's going to be there, and of course our Caribbean people, and I mean it's just different looks. It's not just one look you're gonna see. From young to middle age, they're all gonna be there.
So it's a vintage fashion fest takeover. Right before we started the segment, I said that this was the actual main event of Houston in the month of August. Sorry, President Obama, your 50th was good, but brother, you got to make it to Houston to be part of this. Live again from Houston at the Cool Runnings Caribbean Restaurant with the finest of Houston, Gulf Coast, Texas, the South. I'm telling you, New York, Miami, DC, Atlanta. I know when I see you guys, you're going to be like, Jerry, but I'm sorry. This is some of the best thing from my hometown. Back to you guys, and I love you guys. Talk to you guys later.
Alright, well, jamming. I wanna jam it with you.